Tonight's broadcast is another piece of evidence that I am crazy about basketball. After covering 5 games yesterday, what's one more? But it's a good one. We go to the Tri-Metro, Holy Angels in Richfield, where the Holy Angels Stars will look to bounce back from a double overtime loss to Duluth Marshall. To do so, they'll have to take on the Robbinsdale Cooper Hawks. Robbinsdale Cooper are at 4-10, but they have a rising scorer and a rising talent in the senior class. Hello everyone, I'm Mike Beaton. Here I am all by myself talking to myself. That's Chaos Theory. Chaos would sum up Holy Angels this season. They have a lot of depth at their disposal, but consistency has continued to elude them. The game with Duluth Marshall, for example, Holy Angels was leading late. Looked like they were going to pull it out, but a series of events at the end of regulation and the first overtime allowed Duluth Marshall to hang around and pull away in the second overtime, holding Holy Angels scoreless for a 66-58 win. How will Holy Angels respond to that? We'll find out. But Kira O'Rourke, one of the leaders of this team, Jenna Buer, who's committed to Morningside, she will be a three-point threat. Celia Lind, there isn't a superstar on this Holy Angels team, but the three I mentioned, O'Rourke, Buer, and Lind, can all put up some solid numbers. And that depth, we've seen Holy Angels go 10-11 deep in many games this season. That can work to their advantage. Finishing down low and getting a few more free throws to fall will be key for them. Robbinsdale Cooper at 4-10. They're not likely to repeat the 21 season they had last year, but they're still a young team, still putting the pieces together, erecting the foundation that Ebony Rich is hoping to establish in future years. That being said, Somah Kamara has become a blazing hot scorer as of late. 3 straight 30-point games. Her most recent affair, a double-double with Minneapolis North. 32 points, 10 rebounds. She has 2 double-doubles this season. She is the lone senior on the squad as everyone else picks up minutes, experience, and the like. But Robbinsdale Cooper hoping to use Kamara as a building block for the younger faces to look up to. We'll look to the starting lineups when we return. You're watching high school girls basketball. Twin Cities Sports Broadcasting, and a whole lot more. That's what you get from TSB Television. We provide long-lasting digital coverage of your favorite athletes from the preps to the pros. Dazzling moves. Holloman, good if it goes. Yes! Game winners. From James. She's in trouble. Finds James. Toss shot! It goes in! And everything in between. Before we let you go, do you want to say hi to anybody?
Oh, I don't know. That put me on the spot there.
If you want to connect with our audience, visit us at patreon.com/TSB Television or sponsor our coverage through PayPal and Cash App. Thank you for watching. Welcome back to Holy Angels in Richfield, a venue we have visited many times over the years, and where the Holy Angels Stars will try to bounce back. Cooper coming off that win over Minneapolis North. Minneapolis North shorthanded, their top player recovering from a broken finger, and that's affecting their impact, their influence, their trajectory over the last few games. Holy Angels 7-8, Cooper 4-10. And for Holy Angels, I talked to Joe Berg, one of the assistant coaches. He feels Holy Angels probably locked into a 4 seed in Section 6, with Benilde St. Margaret's, Delano, and now Orono having some good games as of late. That's going to be a tough section to get out of.
5'7" junior, number 2.
They will finish out the conference portion of the season and then end the regular season at Providence Academy. That is going to be a tough test, as it usually is for anyone who has to face Providence Academy. Here are the starters for Robbinsdale Cooper. It's Somah Kamara, Zoe Simmons, Amaya Rolford, Camilla Jones, and Jordan Cook. Holy Angels will start Vivian Carter, Anna Delsing, Aaron Kennedy, Jennifer, the Morningside commit, and Kira O'Rourke. It's the same starting five that saw the floor in yesterday's game with Duluth Marshall. And a quick addendum, Morningside, it's in Sioux City, Iowa. I think I said Sioux Falls, Sioux City. I want to be clear, it's Sioux City. It might feel like Sioux Falls at times. They border each other. That's where Jenna Beer will play her college ball. And of course, Holy Angels sending a lot of athletes in the college ranks. Rachel Kowicki having a terrific couple of years at Gustavus. Cassie Karen at Missouri Western. Destiny Oberg, even though she didn't graduate from here, went D1. That's Somah Kamara slipping underneath for the layup. Again, Kamara with 3 straight 30-point games, 4 overall this season. And that scoring burst has put her up to 22.1 points per game. Holy Angels had that sent away. Off the inbound, this is Kennedy. Again, Holy Angels, they will sub early and often, so some of the players who haven't been starting as of late will see floor time. O'Rourke to Buer, banks it in. Buer fouled out in yesterday's game with Duluth Marshall. And even though Holy Angels has more depth, that did take away a 3-point option. Kira O'Rourke with the steal, can't bank it in, a little too hard. Cooper having some trouble with the passing routes. Camilla Jones in a pickle, gets out of it. Oh my goodness, Jordan Cook making lemonade out of lemons. Cooper with an early 4-2 lead. In this tri-metro battle, it's also a section battle with Cooper and Holy Angels both in 6-3A. Long 2, swish. Aaron Kennedy is on the board. Kennedy averaging 5.3 a game. Again, for Holy Angels, no superstar scores. O'Rourke leads the team at 11.9. Cooper will shoot 2. This is Camilla Jones, Camilla the junior. She's averaging 4.1 points per game this season, 1.6 rebounds. Robbinsdale Cooper, it's been rough seas for them. They picked up a few wins here and there, but talking with Ebony Rich in her first year as head coach, a big difference between last year's team and this year's team. Last year's team won 20 games. And over the years, they have had some solid seasons. You may recall their 2018 Class 3A state championship. When Kiara Buford was the head coach, she works at the University of Minnesota now, but helped bring a spotlight to a school that had virtually none. Holy Angels will hang on to it, 16:02 left in the first half. And Holy Angels, even though this year hasn't been their strongest in terms of record, they have no shortage of history in girls basketball, including that 2016 state tournament championship. Laura Bagwell-Katalinik, one of the architects. And over the years, we've seen the likes of Megan Thompson, Frankie Vassalero. We mentioned Kowicki and Cassie Karen earlier. Last year's team also had Ella Pritchard. She's playing college ball, one of the strongest rebounders. Off the inbound, that's a clean block or foul. I do see the foul call, okay. So it's on Kamara. Couldn't tell from up here initially. That's why I'll sometimes wait for the signal. So here's Kira O'Rourke. She'll shoot 2. She shoots about 84% from the free throw line. Missed a couple yesterday that likely would have won it for Holy Angels against Duluth Marshall, but as the saying goes, sometimes it's just not your turn. And the beauty of having a back-to-back outing is having a chance to rebound, recover,
Out of bounds, possession Stars.
15:38 left in the first half. 5-5 the score after both sides trade splits at the free throw line. Holy Angels had the defensive scheming down. They were able to contain Chloe Johnson to a degree with their zone and pressure defense. The three is short from Vivian Carter. Loose ball, ricochets, tie up. The arrow favors Holy Angels. And Regan Juneman fouled out of the game. As we noted in the open, looked like Holy Angels might pull it off, but there's a reason Chloe Johnson is getting a lot of praise, and she remains stoic. Didn't have her best game, but chipped in elsewhere. Coming in for the block was Jordan Cook. But Cooper, again, having more difficulties with their passing in the backcourt. We saw a similar approach from Holy Angels in that game with Duluth Marshall, and it caused them fits. Where Holy Angels struggled was finishing down low, and again, missing some key free throws late. But we've seen this Holy Angels team go through some wild swings throughout the season. Cretin-Durham Hall, they had to stave off a comeback. Same thing with Fridley more recently. 5 to shoot. Holy Angels, they don't get it off in time. And remember, for turnovers in the front court, the shot clock resets to 20 seconds, not 35. And that might come into play as we enter the second half, the second phase of the high school basketball season. MLK weekend, I typically call it the halfway point when you factor in the postseason that runs into mid-March. Whoa! There's that pressure defense again. Somah Kamara gets the friendly bounce. She has squeezed her way through the tightest of spaces in the early going, but we'll see if Robbinsdale Cooper can contain this pressure defense from Holy Angels. Again, it worked to great effect yesterday. We'll see what happens today. O'Rourke draws another foul, and that's the second on Kamara. That could pose a problem. And Kamara's going to have to check out. Naima Montgomery will check in. Naima did get some starts, if memory serves correctly. Jenna Beer, a little off balance. Rebound collected by Jordan Cook. So Cooper will have to forge ahead without their floor leader for a time. They throw it away. Drawing another foul is Anna Delsing. She'll go to line for two. On the season, Delsing, 4.2 points per game, shooting about 60% from the free throw line.
On the Hawks, number 3, Zoe Simmons, her first 13 foul. Number 1, Anna Delsing, shooting 2.
Delsing's on the board.
Number 4, Carolyn Vessel, replacing 5, Jenna Buer, and 0, Vivian Carter.
And here comes some of the other names we've talked about as Delsing gets both of those. Celia Lind, number 30's in there. And again, even if they don't start, they'll play. Robbinsdale Cooper missing a shot down low. Chance for the Stars to make something of it. We're even at 7. And again, with Kamara on the bench, this is a golden opportunity, but a traveling violation is not the way to go about things if you're Holy Angels. 13:30 left in the first half. Montgomery, that's Wolford, I should say. Both teams trading turnovers. Lynn to nope. Those black jerseys can be tough to read, but that one's easy to see. Carolyn Vessel banking in the 3 from the key. Those black jerseys and the blue numbers, not easy to pick out at times. Aaron Kennedy intercepting the pass. Lynn, oh boy.
Possession Hawks.
That reaction was in part because our scoreboard camera is right there, and I thought the ball was going to ricochet off it. So Cooper will try again. There's Montgomery. Cooper gets it across. Jones. They swing it to the right side. Rolford drains the pull-up. And any production Cooper can get from these role players, and they've got a few of them, will go a long way to spelling for Kamara, who has to preserve herself with the foul tally. Cooper with the arrow. Montgomery, for example, 6.4 a game. Zoe Simmons, 8.4. So the cupboard isn't entirely bare without Somah Kamara. But Ebony Rich told me we've got a lot of players who aren't as familiar with basketball as some of the veterans, but Rolford not doing too shabby. Rolford with 4 points. Lynn tries to get one back, cannot. Cooper brings it up. Simmons threads it inside. Tough shot in traffic by Jordan Cook. Holy Angels looking to push. That's Molly O'Malley. She sinks the 15-footer. Simmons lost it. We've got another scramble, another tie-up. Holy Angels with the arrow this time. 11-11 the score. No, 11-11 is the time remaining. 12-11 is the score. This is my 9th game in the last 72 hours, folks. I might be a tad bit delusional. You probably already knew that, but more so than usual. Jordan Cook with the block on O'Malley. Holding foul on Holy Angels. And it's on O'Malley.
Number 3, Molly O'Malley, her first, second team foul.
Montgomery to inbound. Montgomery, the freshman, finds Jordan Cook for the short-range bunny. Montgomery, she's had plenty of basketball experience. O'Malley left alone. Missed the jumper. And we've got a back-and-forth game emerging here. Robbinsdale Cooper takes a timeout with one of their players in a jam following the rebound. 10:35 left in the first half, 13-12 the score. Again, a back-and-forth tilt so far between a pair of Tri-Metro rivals and now section rivals.
Mic'd Up Sports is TSP Television's talk show series. Available on all major podcast platforms, we offer sports figures, past and present, a place to convey stories and adventures on a deeper level than our traditional game coverage. Whether you're a superstar athlete or someone who works behind the scenes, we'd be honored to share your story. If you'd like to be a guest, Contact us at The Mike Peden on all major social platforms.
O'Rourke. O'Malley goes around the fence and in. Nobody was covering the right side. And Molly O'Malley gives Holy Angels the lead once more. Once again, there's that pressure. It's stymied Duluth Marshall. Cooper with the long outlet. Here's a three. That goes off the shot clock, so dead ball rebound to Holy Angels. It's not uncommon for Holy Angels to send 3 or 4 bodies in the front court. Or in the back court, however you look at it. And try to psych out their opponents that way. Lynn wanted the shooting space for a 3 and is tripped up by her own feet.
Into the lineup for the Stars, number 0, Vivian Carter, number 5, Jenna Buer, number 2, Kennedy.
Line change subs coming for Holy Angels. 9:44 left in the first half. Robbinsdale Cooper can't get that pass in cleanly, and Holy Angels will take over. It's in the backcourt, and I make that distinction because a turnover in the backcourt gives you a 35-second clock. Turnover in the front court, a 20-second clock. Here's 3 offline. Rebound, putback for Erin Kennedy. More pressure. Holy Angels picking the pocket of Cooper. And a jam, O'Malley for 3. That missed everything. Another jump ball. Cooper with the arrow this time. And Kamara is going to check back in. Remember, she has 2 fouls, so she's got to be careful. She's a player that likes to get after it, doesn't lay back, so we'll see how she manages herself. You don't want to get that 3rd foul. A foul was called on Holy Angels. That will send Camilla Jones to the line. That's the 2nd on Vivian Carter, and that is not someone you want to see in foul trouble either. Vivian Carter, one of the strongest rebounders on the team. Camilla Jones, averaging 4.1. Miss both. Rebound. Another tie-up.
Possession Stars.
Holy Angels holding the arrow. O'Malley has it. Carter again has 2 fouls. Buer, 3-ball off the back iron. Rebound is pinballed to Simmons. Kamara on the run. That's what Cooper was missing as Kamara zips down court again. She has blazing speed. Again, 3 straight 30-point games. Holy Angels succumbing to the Cooper pressure that time.
Checking in for the Stars, number 22, Sophie Nordstrom. Replacing number 13, Charlotte Henry.
I mentioned this with Alex Nagel yesterday. I don't know if 10-second calls are more common, but I feel they're easier to detect with a shot clock because you can look at the clock in most cases. Six to shoot. Bullseye. Camilla Jones with the first field goal. Remember, the shot clock goes to 20 for turnovers in the front court. Cooper gets another one. Kamara tried to force it, but she had help in Jordan Cook. And Robbinsdale Cooper, they've scored 7 in a row. And they've done this since Kamara returned. Buer with the lane and the finish. She'll be going to Sioux City at Morningside next year. Kamara attacks again. Didn't get enough on it. Kennedy pulls up. Carter, rebound. Everyone converging down low. Carter again. Vivian comes up clutch that time. We're even at 20. And now we're seeing some back and forth, ebb and flow. Cooper, they get the long pass in. Going high-low, the kick out. 3 on the way. Kamara drills it. O'Malley got into a traveling situation. A break for Simmons. It looked like she was about to make contact with O'Malley, but Molly, perhaps sensing her presence, might have knocked off her cadence ever so slightly. So it's Cooper ball. And from 15, Zoe Simmons can't put it in. Holy Angels with a quick answer. Anna Delsing. And we've got ourselves a battle. These are two teams that right now would be underdogs in Section 6-3A, but they know they get each other twice. And Holy Angels looking for that bounce back win. Buer. Bounce pass intercepted by Kamara. Will she take it all the way? Yes! And the foul. Kamara, 22.1. Hasn't decided on a college plan yet. 22.1 points per game, I should clarify. She is looking to attend an HBCU. That much we know, but she's still sorting out her options. Missed a couple of years because of shoulder injuries. Whoops. So there will be no three-point play as Cooper jumped the lane before the free throw. It's the basketball equivalent of a false start. Whoa, mean screen set by Buer. But Holy Angels unable to score. Now they've got numbers on the other end. Naima Montgomery had the look, but not the touch. 25-22. Sophie Nordstrom intercepted, and Kamara's fouled. Holy Angels had a couple to give. But Kamara, as we were saying, had shoulder surgery, missed 2 years of high school ball, really didn't get back into form until last year. So something of a late bloomer in the senior class. Ebony was saying if she was able to play those 2 years, maybe we know more about her. And Ebony, no stranger to guiding players that may not be household names between her high school duties at Cooper. Cook sinks the elbow J. Cook has 8. And Cooper leads 27-22. Catch and shoot 3. That misses the mark. Kamara with the rebound. Maintains the dribble. Kamara zips it to Simmons for 3. Off the back iron, Cook won't get a put-back jumper there. Holy Angels will take over on the dead ball rebound. Dan Woods, we've talked about him plenty of times this season, inducted into the Girls Basketball Coaches Hall of Fame. That will be a foul on Simmons, her second. And between his football and basketball commitments, Dan has seen a lot of players in his time here through all the different conference affiliations, including the likes of Susan King, Miss Basketball for 2000, and Larry Fitzgerald. Kamara picks up her third foul, and she'll check out again.
On the Hawks, number 2, Somah Kamara, her third, fifth team foul, 15. Aaron Spence.
Like we said, she likes to get after it, and that sometimes can put her in a pinch. That is a default of hers. I've seen a lot of players, a lot of teams who adopt an aggressive approach. This is not a sport for the timid, the meek, but that's one of the side effects sometimes. Spence gets her own rebound after bricking at the free throw line. Holy Angels gets a fresh 20. 3 from the corner. That's short. So it's going to be up to the other Cooper players. Jordan Cook is having herself a game. Rolford trying to get the touch that time, but a little too strong. Carter secures it. O'Rourke. And Holy Angels called for traveling, 27-22. 3:57 to go in the first. There's that pressure. And a little more difficult to get around without Kamara on the floor. And more free throws coming as Aaron Spence just threw it up.
On the Hawks, number 1, Naima Montgomery, her first 16 foul, 15. Aaron Spence, shooting 2.
Spence missed her last 2. But takes care of that one. Doesn't have a ton of attempts this season, so really tough to get a gauge on her numbers.
Checking in for the Hawks, number 23,
but she makes both there.
Jones replacing number 13, Mariana Henderson.
Cooper throws it away. And again, not having Kamara on the floor affects the dynamic, the fluidity of their passing routes. I know it's not solely on Kamara to carry this team forward, but you do see the difference. But Holy Angels having some trouble of their own with ball control, a couple of traveling calls. And this is turning into something of a stalemate, at least for the time being. Rolford, over to Montgomery. Back to Rolford. Through the baseline and in. Holy Angels, another errant pass and another unforced error. That has afflicted them somewhat in this game. Cooper breaking the press. Rolford doesn't have the numbers to push. Montgomery throws that one out of bounds. The passing game has been a little choppy in this one. If either side can clean that up in the second half, that might be enough to gain the edge. High-low. Jordan Cook utilizing her length for the takeaway. Oh! I thought there was contact. There was not. Ball was touched by Holy Angels, so Cooper can retrieve. Simmons for 3. In and out. Cook.
Possession stops.
Tried for the board, but couldn't secure it. Holy Angels takes over. Keisha Karen. She's in the game for the first time. Tries to receive the high-low, but the pass was slightly off target. And then Cooper throws it right back.
Checking in for the Stars, number 30, Celia Lane, number 2, Erin Kennedy.
I can't recall
and Johnson, 42,
a series of possessions this long where it was a series of errant passes. Let's see if one of these two can get settled in. 2 minutes to go in the first. 3 on the way. Montgomery got a piece of it, and Cook draws the foul. That's the last to give for Holy Angels.
Following the Stars, number 30, Celia Lynn, her first 6th team foul.
Cook got rid of it. Here's a 3 for Cooper. Bullseye. Camilla Jones drains her second three-pointer, and the Hawks have an 8-point lead, their largest, a foul. That will send Holy Angels to the line.
Following the Hawks, number 23, Camilla Jones.
It's an encouraging sign for Cooper that they've been able to hold their own here and get a few plays without Kamara.
She 1-1.
Holy Angels, again, they played well with Duluth Marshall. And with someone like Kira O'Rourke, a little bit of confusion over a substitution. Oh, I see what's going on. Looks like Camilla Jones may have gotten nicked. So here's Kira O'Rourke. The sharpshooter at the free throw line, misses the front end. Rebound, secured by the Stars. Long 2, off the heel. Montgomery tries to rip the rebound away and does. Cooper with the arrow. Simmons tried to make something of it. Didn't have enough of a step. As the dance team, I believe, is making their way through. Must have finished up their rehearsal. Cook out at the high post, 15-footer. Won't go in for Rolford. Holy Angels, another pinball. Cooper comes up with it again. Now Holy Angels will take over on the jump ball.
Checking in for the Hawks, number 23, Camilla Jones.
Camilla Jones looks to be all right. 1:05 left. All things considered, you'd have to say this was a solid half for Robbinsdale Cooper, considering the limited minutes from Somah Kamara. She's got 3 fouls, but Cooper leads by 8. Holy Angels gets the high-low play in this time, and Celia Lynn is on the board. Another steal. 3. In and out. Cook throws it away right into O'Rourke's hands. Now Carter, her 3's offline. Another offensive rebound. Holy Angels getting a bevy of chances here late, and it pays off with a drive to the rim by O'Rourke. Her first field goal, and Holy Angels with a couple of scores here in the closing seconds. That's a tough shot by Rolford. She was pinched off almost entirely. Holy Angels, they want the 3. Won't get it there. Loose ball. And we'll have a jump. 2.1 on the clock. We'll see if Cooper tries to get one more off. And they're going to let the clock run out. Well, almost.
That's the end of the first half with the score.
So we reach halftime
Cooper, 32, Academy
in a game that had its share of moments and series of twists, but Robbinsdale Cooper leads 32-28 in this Tri-Metro battle.
Make sure to grab a hot dog or
A key
some
conference win
popcorn.
and a key section win on the line. We'll be back to break down the first half and give you numbers and analysis. You're watching high school girls basketball. Robbinsdale Cooper leads Holy Angels 32-28.
Twin Cities Sports Broadcasting, and a whole lot more. That's what you get from TSB Television. We provide long-lasting digital coverage of your favorite athletes from the preps to the pros. Dazzling moves,
Holloman, good if it goes. Yes!
game winners,
From James, she's in trouble. Finds James, toss shot, it goes in!
and everything in between.
Before we let you go, do you want to say hi to anybody?
Oh, I don't know. That put me on the spot there.
If you want to connect with our audience, visit us at patreon.com/TSB Television or sponsor our coverage through PayPal and Cash App. Thank you for watching.
We're back at Holy Angels for the second half of high school girls basketball. Robbinsdale Cooper and Holy Angels. The Hawks lead the Stars 32-28. The first half numbers go something like this. Somah Kamara has 11 points but 3 fouls. She's going to have to be super careful in the second half. Jordan Cook is 8. Camilla Jones was 7. For Holy Angels, you have 4 players with 4 points. And no one has more than that. But Holy Angels, again, they've spread it around. That's one reason why they don't have a big-time score like we've seen in past years with Frankie Basilero or Rachel Kowicki or Cassie Karen, Kaylee Karen. The list goes on for us. We've been covering Holy Angels for about 8 years now and have seen a lot of names come through here. A lot of state tournament appearances as well, including a couple semifinal bids
To start the
in
second
2019
half,
and 2021.
Holy Angels.
Robbinsdale Cooper able to function more effectively with Kamara on the floor, but again, she's a player that will get after it, so we'll see how she balances that competitive desire of hers. Because what you don't want is to put yourself in a situation where you get that 4th foul and have to ride the bench again. Buer to Carter. Rebound tipped. That was O'Rourke. Dead ball rebound to Holy Angels following the missed 3 from Kennedy. Largest lead for either side. We may have a changeover. Officials are talking about it. One said it was deflected off of Holy Angels, and the call has been overturned. Largest lead for either side, Cooper with 8, but we saw a lot of back and forth between the two. Again, Cooper rebuilding. They're in 6-3A this year after being in 4A the last few years, and Holy Angels trying to do the same. Long, high-arcing jumper. Now Simmons will try. Switch.
Zoe Simmons.
Zoe Simmons is on the board. And the sophomore actually had some high-scoring games early, was in double digits for a time. Buer with a little lob to Aaron Kennedy. Anna Delsing laces it to O'Rourke, and she draws the push foul on Camilla Jones. That is her second. Carter has 2 fouls. I believe she's the only player in any kind of foul trouble, at least in the first half. O'Rourke to Kennedy. Carter out of the key. There's Buer. Looking to get space. Can't find it. Now she'll go on the take. Unable to get the bank. And it's picked up by Simmons. Kamara for 3. Short. Might have shuffled her feet as well, but Holy Angels got it anyway and then end up losing it. O'Rourke got stripped by Simmons.
Possession Hawks.
talking about the foul tally. I have an interesting, amusing story that Ebony Rich shared with me. There's a foul. First time she played in a game, it was a 6-minute session in a youth league, and she fouled out. She didn't know what a foul was. And this comes from the one woman who proclaims herself to be the least interesting person in the world. I have tried to refute that point several times. She isn't buying it yet. Kamara slipped through but couldn't finish there. Offensive rebound for Wolford. And the Hawks will get another chance. 3 ball. That's long. Cooper getting in there. Getting physical down there, but Anna Delson comes up with the steal and will wait for help. O'Rourke sees the lane. Draws the foul on Cook. And she'll go back to the line to shoot a couple.
Foul on the Hawks, number 30, Jordan Cook, her first, second team foul number 10.
Just the first on Cook.
Shooting 2.
O'Rourke has run into a slump at the free throw line as of late. Again, she missed a couple of key ones yesterday and having some trouble here knocking them down. Empty possession for the Stars.
Possession Stars.
Zoe Simmons with the basketball equivalent of the Chris Carter move, but she couldn't stay in bounds that time. Chris Carter, there was this receiver who could outstretch himself. Jenna Buer for 3, not there. Kamara, that's a gutsy play, got a deflection and able to get the rebound, but again with those 3 fouls, that's a little gutsy to take. Right now, defense defining this second half. It's early, still 14:47 to go, but both sides dialed in. We've seen some steals, some blocks. Kamara pulls up. Rebound goes right back to her. 3 is long. Wolford will track it down and keep it in bounds. Looking to work the baseline. Carter got a piece of that one, I suspect. O'Rourke carries the ball up. Delsing. O'Rourke at the left wing. O'Rourke again. Carter out at the high post. Moves her way in and one. And with that, Carter is now the 5th player to have 4 points. You can see it on the scoreboard, and if you go a little deeper, this is not a joke or a misprint. 5 players at 4 points, and they all share the team lead. And it will remain that way. Well, the Angels 5 of 12 at the free throw line. Those can add up in close games, but still a long way to go. Kamara to Wolford. Montgomery has it. Kamara was open for a minute. 8 to shoot. More passing problems. And Cooper unaware of the clock. Wolford had her back turned. This is a point I keep repeating, but I think the teams that have the most success in the years to come are going to pick up on this. Yesterday at the Martin Luther King Classic, we heard a lot of teams count down when the shot clock got low. I haven't heard any of that from Cooper. Wolford had her back turned. Now, they do have clocks on both sides, but I'm not sure Wolford was taking notice of it. O'Malley to Buer. Driving kick, side fade, pull up. Off the heel, rebound. Picked up by Wolford.
looking to maybe take it all the way. Staying on the pivot, needs help. Robbinsdale Cooper will take a timeout, 34-30 with 12:53 left in the second half. Full timeout. Both sides a little tentative in the early stages of the second half.
Mic'd Up Sports is TSB Television's talk show series. Available on all major podcast platforms, we offer sports figures, past and present, a place to convey stories and adventures on a deeper level than our traditional game coverage. Whether you're a superstar athlete or someone who works behind the scenes, we'd be honored to share your story. If you'd like to be a guest, contact us at The Mike Peden on all major social platforms.
.53 left in the second half, 34-30, in a game that might have some of you going to the Waffle House after we're done. Well, they don't have a Waffle House here in Minnesota. I think you got to go to Missouri. That's the closest state south. But I don't think any of you care about that right now. A lot of choppiness, though, between the two sides. Just one field goal from both teams. O'Malley looking to change that here, and she does with the three. And that finally breaks the five-way tie for the team lead. O'Malley with 7. Kamara on the take. She'll shoot 2. That's the second on Buer. Kamara, 11 first half points again. Saw limited time because of the foul trouble she found herself in. And if you are just tuning into this, Kamara, again, really didn't get a chance to show off her skills until last year with a couple of shoulder injuries sidelining her in her freshman and sophomore years. Amaya Rolford with a dose of gusto. She'll go to the line. Rolford with 6. And that foul is on Carter, her 3rd. So Holy Angels now has a player with 3 fouls, and as we saw yesterday, this is where things can get a little more dicey with the foul tally. Carter will check out. Carolyn Vessel will check in. If Holy Angels puts in any more players, I'm not going to have any room left in my score sheet. Warford 6 points in the first half. Will settle for a split there. And it's 36-33. Buer ties it up with a 3. Kamara with numbers. Slices through, but didn't have a clean look up the middle. Cooper can't corral the ball in time. Trying to swipe the overpass on the part of Holy Angels. But we are even at 36. After a sluggish start to the second half, now we're seeing teams make moves. 3 on the way. O'Rourke is short. Montgomery with the rebound. Simmons in stride. Up and 1. Zoe Simmons averaging 8.4 points per game, 2.3 rebounds.
Number 5, Jenna Buer, her 3rd, 4th team foul. Number 3, shoot 1.
How are you supposed to play defense?
Following the Hawks, number 4, Maya Wolford, her second.
Robbinsdale Cooper
Foul.
commits the foul after the missed free throw. That's on Rolford. And I was keeping an eye on that because Kamara was close by. She's trying to avoid that fourth. As we have a tight one here, 38-36. And Rolford just picked up her third on the bump against Delson.
Foul the Hawks, number 4, Alana Wolford, third, 15 foul.
So Muir with 3,
Hawks, number 30, Jordan
Carter
Cook.
with 3
Replacing
for Holy
number
Angels.
4, Wolford.
Wolford and Kamara with 3 for Cooper. And the foul tally may come into play. Buer pulls up from the elbow. Swish. Buer with 9. And we're tied again. A foul from behind.
Following the Stars,
This
number
one
3, Molly O'Malley.
On O'Malley.
15 foul.
But we're seeing a few reaches, a few grabs, and the fouls are piling up here in a hurry. Kamara had it stripped away. Got the ball at the high post, and there were 3 players in the vicinity. O'Malley for the lead. Buer comes up with it and draws the foul. This one on Montgomery, her second.
Foul the Hawks, number 1, Naima Montgomery, her second, 16 foul.
Jenna Buer
Jenna Buer.
came onto the scene last year as a junior.
Checking in for the Hawks, number 13.
And she goes up to 10.
Replacing 23, Korea Jones.
This year, averaging 10.4 points per game, shooting about 78% from the free throw line. Has no trouble with those.
Checking into the lineup for the Stars, number 30, Celia Lynn, replacing number 5.
Buer will take a breather, but she does give Holy Angels the lead, 40-38. Again, Holy Angels trying to preserve at least a home game in the first round. A win over Cooper would certainly help. Richfield and Bloomington Kennedy also in Section 6-3A. 3 ball, that did everything but go in. We've got a fight for the rebound. It's won by Kamara. She came up with it again. Kamara and Vessel take a tumble. Cooper with the arrow. Kamara not leaving anything on the floor here. Jordan Cook flips in the inbound. That is a touch shot in the ultimate form. I don't think he could get any closer. Couldn't get rid of it any quicker. Here's a catch and release 3, a little bit of contact. We play on. And a traveling call on Charlotte Henry. 10:01 to go, 40-40 the score. Kamara. Nowhere to go, committed to the drive, but may have tried to force the issue a little bit.
Mouse possession Stars.
Three on the way from Lind. Clinks off the heel. Montgomery with the rebound. Trying to beat the press. Last foul to give for the Stars. It's on O'Rourke, her third. Both teams out of fouls to give. Free throws figure to be a factor in this one. 9:32 to go. We could be seeing a few trips to the line. Mariana Hagstad looking for the runner, and she got it to go. Needed the Plinko bounce, but it went in. And then she commits the foul, so here we go. We might be seeing a parade of free throws here. It's O'Rourke, but again, she has struggled mightily at the line, particularly in this game. And those struggles continue, but she gets her own miss. Cooper looking for the steal. O'Rourke looking for the three. It's short. Montgomery's got it. Flings it to Hagestad. Kamara with the finish. That's a foul on Kamara. So she'll have to check out most likely.
On the Hawks, number 2, Somah Kamara, her fourth.
And free throws coming for Celia Lynn. Kamara, can't believe it, but the way the officials have called this game, we've seen a lot of tight ones here. They have been calling it a little tighter than what I've seen recently. So even little contact plays have resulted in whistles. And you can see how it's impacted both teams. You've got several Holy Angels players with 3 fouls. Kamara now has 4 for Cooper. And Wolford has 3, so this is something everyone's going to have to navigate in the final minutes of this one. Traveling call on Wolford.
Bench warning has been assessed to the Holy Angels bench.
Bench warning on Holy Angels. This game is getting a lot more interesting. A lot to unpack. Side fade, 3 ball. Got it. Sophie Nordstrom. Her first field goal. Holy Angels takes the lead. Cooper gets it across, but they're in a heap of trouble. Ebony Rich has to use another timeout. Again, this is where not having Kamara can impact the flow of this one, even though her second half has been more modest compared to the first, but a whole lot of dramatic developments taking place here. Holy Angels and Cooper, 45-44. Holy Angels with a 1-point lead. Looking to make it 3 wins in the last 4 games after beating Fridley and Richfield. The Fridley game, they were up big late. Fridley made a charge. That was without Brandy Washington. De La Salle, they played them close. And they'll play them again February 6th. Again, Holy Angels probably won't get higher than 4th, with Delano undefeated, Benilde St. Margaret's getting Olivia Olson back, and Orno could be the sleeper in that group. Robbinsdale Cooper, they get Bloomington Kennedy. That should be winnable for them. Visitation, they just got Leah Passy back, so we'll see how that changes things for them. And they'll play De La Salle one more time January 30th. Had a tough time hanging with them the first time around. They also get Como Park to wrap up the non-conference slate. So Cooper with just 2 timeouts left. Holy Angels still has all 5. Naima Montgomery's 3 is long. Whoa. The shot clock did not reset. The shot clock didn't reset. Holy Angels will get the ball back, so no harm, no foul ultimately, but you saw them get rid of it right away. That was Sophie Nordstrom. And play continued. Operators have been getting better about that as the season has moved along, but that is something you want to make sure doesn't happen, especially when you get to the sections when so much more is at stake. Holy Angels throws it away.
Possession loss.
They did mention the challenge, the objective, the hurdle that would come with training shot clock operators. It's not as simple as hitting the reset button. Again, there are 11 situations where you reset the shot clock to 20, but you got to make sure you stay on top of it. Regular season, less of an issue as Wolford draws the foul, but when you get to sections and state, I suspect when you get to state, you'll have more trained figures, but sections, that's where I think we could run into some trouble if it were to crop up. Wolford at the line to shoot 2. That foul was on Vessel, her first. Again, for Robbinsdale Cooper, the Hawks thinking about the long game. Kamara will check in. Again, she has 4 fouls, and the way this game has been officiated, she's going to have to be extra careful. It's not a criticism, but every crew's a little different. Wolford almost put back her own miss. It will still be Cooper ball. But Robbinsdale Cooper now 3 of 11 from the free throw line. Like we said, not as many basketball players as experienced. Simmons for 3. Cook throws up another contested shot. We haven't heard much out of Cook in the second half. Lynn lost the ball. O'Malley, swish. 47-44. The lob to Cook. Weaves through traffic and scores. Cook with 12. O'Malley again. Bullseye! My O'Malley. Lynn with the steal. She'll shoot 2.
On the Hawks, number 30, Jordan Cook, her third, 19.
Cook with her third.
On the line for the Stars, 2 shots.
O'Malley heating up for the Stars, but it's Lind who will shoot 2. That last 3 for O'Malley is a new season high for her. She had never recorded double digits in a game this season until now. Again, part of that is the substitution patterns of Holy Angels. They've used the platoon system. We've seen 12 players take the floor. 6:08 left in the second half. Holy Angels with their largest lead of the game, 52-46.
Timeout, Holy Angels.
Twin Cities Sports Broadcasting, and a whole lot more. That's what you get from TSB Television. We provide long-lasting digital coverage of your favorite athletes from the preps to the pros. Dazzling moves.
Holloman, good if it goes. Yes!
Game winners.
James, she's in trouble. Finds James, toss shot, it goes in!
And everything in between. Before we let you go, do you want to say hi to anybody?
Oh, I don't know. That put me on the spot there.
If you want to connect with our audience, visit us at patreon.com/TSB Television or sponsor our coverage through PayPal and Cash App. Thank you for watching.
Right now, Holy Angels with the upper hand, leading 52-46. Molly O'Malley, 8 points in the second half. Jenna Buer, 7. They have 12 and 11 respectively. Robbinsdale Cooper, they've struggled a bit in the second half, and Kamara with 4 fouls, trying to ride this out. Here's Montgomery. Cook They'll give her the continuation. Cook got hit from behind. Jordan Cook, by the way, has a new season high as well. She only had 4.7 coming in.
Jordan Cook, 1 shot.
Her first double-digit game of the season, so a couple of milestones being checked off in this Tri-Metro tilt. But we still have a long way to go. 52-49, 5:45 to go. 3 on the way. Vessel overshoots the mark. Montgomery and Simmons almost ran into each other, but Simmons carries the ball up. Kamara tries to put a move on O'Rourke, through the hole and in.
Somah Kamara.
Kamara was 16. If there's a time where Cooper needs her, it's now. Got to be careful. Was able to disrupt the baseline drive. Simmons gets a steal. Cooper can retake the lead here. A game that has seen a lot of twists and turns. Kamara, deep 3. Short. Rebound, up for grabs. A traveling call. I thought we might see a jump ball, but O'Malley rolled over, and you can't do that. What a game, though. O'Malley getting a salutation as she heads to the bench. She had that quick burst to give Holy Angels the edge, and a new season high. That much is secured, but she would like the win to go with it. Montgomery in trouble. Cooper swings it around. 3 is short. Pass tip, but it will stay with Holy Angels. This may not be the feature matchup of the night, but it's a reminder that you just never know from one game to the next what will transpire. That's why we play them, and given the parity we have seen this season, Holy Angels will take a timeout. Given the parity we have seen this season, all sorts of craziness has been the norm. 4:16 left in the second half. Another full timeout.
When the high school season is over, TSP Television goes on the highlight trail. Our highlight reels provide you with a valuable resource for recruiters and a keepsake of your favorite athlete. To learn more about our highlight reel services, contact us at tsptelevision@gmail.com.
Jordan Cook with a season high 15 to lead the Hawks, one of them anyway. Kamara leads with 16, 5 to shoot for the Stars. It's O'Rourke with the ball, looking for help. Bure, back to O'Rourke. Is that off in time? No. No, hold up. We heard the whistle. You got to give Kamara credit, though. Didn't quite hear it, and with that buzzer, it can get loud, but I did hear the whistle. And it's worth reminding everyone, you heard this in a game last month, you don't play for the horn, you play for the whistle. Kamara didn't hear the whistle initially, so I don't blame her. You hear this all the time in the NFL. Play until the whistle blows. Kamara trying to set a screen for Montgomery. Now she gets the rock. Holy Angels zoning up. Simmons unleashes. Rebound going to Nordstrom. Holy Angels coughs it up. Cooper 2-on-2. Camilla Jones didn't quite have the reach. O'Rourke to Bure for 3. Off the back iron, rebound Kamara. Hooking up with Simmons on the outlet. Simmons runs into Bure, but I think she was looking a little too hard for the foul there. So we're still at a 1-point game. Simmons might have been better off using the hesitation move, letting Buer go by. Instead, I think she tried a little too hard to draw the foul. Of course, I'm not down there to make those decisions. Foul on Simmons. That's just her second, but Vivian Carter, the sophomore, will shoot two. Carter, she's been with this team for a while. Leads the team in rebounds, shooting 55% from the line, though. This has not been a masterclass in free throw shooting in terms of percentages, but Holy Angels more effective than Cooper. Carter splits. Holy Angels 12 of 21, but Cooper just 4 of 12. So whichever side comes out on top, there's going to be some missed points on the other end to look back on. Last touch by the Stars. 2:40 to go, another timeout. This one called by Cooper. 2-point game, and this one another full timeout. Robbinsdale Cooper at 10 fouls now, so it's double bonus the rest of the way for Holy Angels. Holy Angels has 8, so still 1-1 for Robbinsdale Cooper. Somah Kamara has 4 fouls. Jordan Cook has 3 for Robbinsdale Cooper. Vivian Carter, Jenna Buer, Kira O'Rourke have 3 for the Stars, and Holy Angels holds the arrow should there be a tie-up. Holy Angels with 3 timeouts left. Robbinsdale Cooper with 1. That's your game reset. Kamara with 16 points. Jordan Cook with 15 to lead the Hawks. For the Stars, O'Malley has 12. Buer has 11. But this has been tight from the start. Neither side has led by more than 8. We've seen our share of dazzling highlights and choppiness. This will be a hard-earned win. And again, section implications as well. Holy Angels, they know they probably aren't going to be able to leapfrog the teams ahead of them, Orono, Delano, and Benilde St. Margaret's. They lost to Orono and Benilde St. Margaret's earlier this season, but still a chance. Holy Angels able to get the steal. Buer to Delsing. She missed the layup. 2-point game. Cooper trying to settle things down, keep control, take care of that rock. You know they'll want to look for Kamara. This would be her time. They'll try a 3 from the wing. That's too strong. And that's a foul on Cook, her 4th. 2 free throws coming for Holy Angels.
On the Hawks, number 30, Jordan Cook, her 4th. Stars in the double bonus.
Montgomery
Number 4, Carolyn Vessel.
taking a chance there. So Carolyn Vessel trying to guide a couple more points on the Holy Angels side. Are we heading for a repeat of yesterday, where it went to double overtime in the strangest of cases? Lane violation. Vessel jumped the line. So an empty possession for the Stars. Cooper takes over. Kamara through the hole, missed it, and that's it for Cook. Made contact from behind, but again, we have charted the difficulties with Holy Angels and free throws over the last couple of games.
Number 30, Jordan Cook, her 5th.
And Vessel, who missed her last 2, the last one technically didn't count because she jumped the line. Vessel will try again. Ebony Rich getting an explanation. But I mentioned the repeat. It looked like yesterday that Holy Angels was going to pull it out against Duluth Marshall late. An offensive rebound will help. But a traveling call unravels that opportunity. Still a one-possession game, but Cooper has struggled. And Cook out of the game. 3 ball. Not there. You can feel the pulse ratcheting up. Vessel for the dagger. Short rebound. Gets the bounce. That might be enough. Cooper, they've had some problems here as of late. Kamara for 3. Cooper unable to get inside. Holy Angels can work some clock if they score here. That's ball game. Kamara swipes it. Trying to get control. She does. Finds Montgomery, less than a minute. Montgomery's 3 is short. And Cooper, without Cook available, settling for outside shots. When they go in, they help. When they don't, it can be frustrating. And Holy Angels looks like they are in position to sneak out of here with the win. Kamara again having to navigate some foul trouble early on. But her production limited in the second half. Here's O'Rourke, whose free throw shooting has left a lot to be desired in this game, but I don't think she'll mind too much if Holy Angels can get out of here with a win. They had trouble finishing shots in yesterday's loss to Duluth Marshall and ran out of gas in the second overtime, failing to score. Kamara was fouled, so she'll go to the line. That stops the clock with 44.8, but time not on Robbinsdale Cooper's side.
19 foul. Number 2, Somah Kamara, shooting 1-1.
And again for Cooper, this season is about getting the building blocks in place. But Kamara has college plans in mind. She will be one to watch in the second half of this season with that stretch of 3 straight 30-point games. That streak will end in all likelihood tonight. But she could go out with a bang. Cooper's got to play foul and chase here. And O'Rourke will shoot 2.
Foul the Hawks, number 4, Maya Rolford, 4th.
Rolford picking up her 4th.
On the line for the Stars, shooting 2.
Again, Holy Angels won't be a front runner, at least not going into sections. Joe Berg is saying he wouldn't mind if Holy Angels can get that 4 seed and maybe get a chance at Delano, who is undefeated. And the biggest question, I think, facing Delano is the lack of competition compared to Orono and Benilde St. Margaret's. But we'll see. Robbinsdale Cooper had their chances, but just couldn't get the production they needed in the closing stages. And Ebony Rich will use her final timeout, 27.2, but looks like Holy Angels will hang on for the win, barring something weird.
Timeout, Cooper.
Mic'd Up Sports is TSB Television's talk show series. Available on all major podcast platforms, we offer sports figures, past and present, a place to convey stories and adventures on a deeper level than our traditional game coverage. Whether you're a superstar athlete or someone who works behind the scenes, we'd be honored to share your story. If you'd like to be a guest, contact us at The Mike Peden on all major social platforms.
They will have won 3 of their last 4, and after the double overtime heartbreaker, coming up short against Duluth Marshall, a game that they probably should have won. All things considered, that's not to say Duluth Marshall didn't deserve the win, but Holy Angels, they were in control. They had executed their defensive plan quite well and just ran out of gas late. And O'Rourke, after a series of misses early on, has channeled that accurate stroke of hers. A few quirks, but Holy Angels delivering more often than not, as Cooper's taking some desperation threes here, but time's going to run out. And Holy Angels will go to 8-8. Cooper will fall to 4-11 again. Robbinsdale Cooper, this is part of the pathway toward a brighter future. Holy Angels trying to get some level of consistency that has eluded them all season. Early on and all season long, really, they have been able to hang around. That game against Sunoco was an example. Duluth Marshall, again, that game perhaps winnable. De La Salle in contention, but reaching that consistency, that's going to be key. O'Rourke with just 1 field goal, but a whole lot of free throws after overcoming some initial struggles. Kamara will take 1 more. It's a final, 63-53. Holy Angels pulls away from Cooper late and able to get a degree of salvation after that double overtime loss yesterday. We'll try to get a word with a player or two from the Holy Angels side. You're watching high school girls basketball. The Stars defeat the Hawks, 63-53.
Holy Angels Stars girls basketball team.
And I'm joined by Molly O'Malley, who had never scored a double-digit game this season until tonight. 12 points, and it was your burst that gave Holy Angels the edge. They didn't look back. This one was a little choppy at times. How do you think that burst of yours in the second half helped Holy Angels hang on for the win?
Yeah, I think it was all about perseverance. It was a really close first half, and I just really had to lock in for the second half and be patient with my shots, making sure I was taking all the right smart shots, for sure.
How important was this win after what happened yesterday, where it looked like you had the win locked up against Duluth Marshall and then ran out of steam at the end?
Really important for us. We wanted it really bad. Yesterday really slipped through our fingers, and this was a really important game, conference game for us to win, to get, back to our 500, tied, yeah.
And if you don't mind, explore the psychological aspect of it. It's tougher for folks like me. I imagine it's tough when you're in a game that you think you should have won and come up short. So what is the process like getting home, sleeping on it, coming back, knowing you had another game today? How do you respond to a game like yesterday when maybe things didn't end the way you wanted?
It's definitely frustrating after that losing that first game, but you really just have to kind of think about what can you do better for the next game. And I know back-to-back games, it's really hard. You have to really let it go and focus on, how can I improve? And like one of my coaches told me, you have to have the mindset of a goldfish, because they just forget. And then they're ready for the new day, so.
Who told you this advice?
One of my old traveling coaches, but Coach Woods today was all about a new day, and it's a new day, it's a new game.
I was going to say, I think your traveling coach might have been watching Ted Lasso, because that was one of the lines from that series, be a goldfish. I don't know if you got inspiration from that or elsewhere, but I'm like, wait a minute. I don't know if you've seen the show, but
I have not. I didn't know it was from that show, but that's something that stuck with me.
well, your traveling coach might have mentioned it first because Ted Lasso, I think, came out 3-4 years ago. Either way, it's a good line.
Yeah, it's a good line.
It is a good line and important to remember. I've heard next play, be it goldfish. Well, you might have to check out Ted Lasso. There are quite a few lines that might be useful later on this season. And looking forward now, you're back at 500, but you're able to hang on in a close game, so you're able to take a step forward after yesterday. How can you use that to pick up some confidence with the second leg of Tri-Metro teams awaiting you?
This is our step of encouragement and just to let everyone we can do this. And after a tough loss, for us to step up like this, and even though this was a close game, we really pulled it out for the win. And I think that's going to give us encouragement that will carry through for the rest of our games.
All right, before we go, do you want to say hi to anybody?
Hi, Mom and Dad. Hi, friends watching. And my grandparents.
And to that traveling coach, I think Molly is highly appreciative for that piece of advice you gave her all those years ago. It certainly helped today. And if you have any more tidbits, feel free to pass them along. But Molly, thanks for stopping by. Congrats on the win. And I'm guessing tonight will be a little more jubilant than yesterday.
For sure. Thank you.
Molly O'Malley of Holy Angels, and that will wrap up our coverage from here with the Stars beating the Hawks 63-53. For the rest of our crew, I'm Mike Beaton. Thanks for watching.